When he saw Omar Yussef approaching with a foreigner, he straightened, preparing to process important guests. He reached for the green plastic wallet that held Omar Yussef's ID card and for Valenda's dark red passport. The officer examined the photo page of the passport. "Mr. Magnus," he said. Valenda nodded and smiled. "Welcome," the officer murmured in English. "For what do you come to Gaza?" "I'm with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency in the Jerusalem office," Valenda said. "We're making an inspection of the UN schools in the Gaza refugee camps." He gestured toward Omar Yussef. "My colleague is the principal at one of our schools in Bethlehem." The officer nodded, though Omar Yussef was sure the man's English wasn't equal to Valenda's explanation. Omar Yussef noticed that he transcribed the Swede's name incorrectly in the large dog-eared tablet on the table. "How long since you were in Gaza, Ustaz?" the officer asked Omar Yussef. 20 years, my son. The permit isn't easy to get." "You'll notice some changes in Gaza." "Gaza will notice some changes in me." Omar Yussef gave a short laugh that sounded as though he were preparing to expectorate. "When I was in Gaza, I had nice curly hair, and I could carry an overnight case without breaking into a sweat." The officer grinned. He glanced from the ID card to Omar Yussef, and his smile wavered, betraying polite confusion. "Is he surprised that I am not as old as I look?" Omar Yussef thought. Just below average height, Omar Yussef appeared even shorter because his shoulders stooped like those of an old man. His hair was white, liver spots stained his balding scalp, and his tidy moustache was grey. "At least you still have your mind, Uncle." The officer handed back the ID card. "Unlike Gaza." Valenda stepped into the light beyond the passageway and gazed at the sun, stretching. "We're being met here by the UN Secretary Officer for Gaza," he said. "A fellow named James Cree. I'm told he's Scottish." Omar Yussef came up beside him. "A security officer?" "Apparently Gaza is a bit dangerous, you see." Valenda laughed. Taxi drivers lazed in the shade cast by a one-room police post. A few of them approached, calling vaguely predatory welcomes and pointing to their shaky yellow vehicles. From the shadow beyond the police station stepped a bald, thin man, peering at his mobile phone. He was nearly 6.5 feet tall, and his face and scalp were red from the sun. "I'd say that's Mr. Cree, don't you think?" Valenda said. "He looks even more foreign than I do, which is a rare feat." James Cree put his mobile phone in the breast pocket of his short-sleeved shirt. His sunburned face was soft and seemed wavily rounded, like a poached egg on a plate. His eyes were a delicate faded blue, and he wore a ginger moustache no wider than a pinky finger from top to bottom. His limbs were long and narrow, and suggested the sinewy strength of an endurance athlete. Valenda shook Cree's hand. "This is our colleague Omar Yussef, principal of the girls' school in Dheisheh refugee camp," he said. "I'm lucky enough to have obtained permission from the Israelis for him to pass through the checkpoint to work with me on this inspection." The Scot bent to shake Omar Yussef's hand. Omar Yussef felt small, slow and paunchy before the tall, lean man. "Mr. Valenda takes you to all the best places," Cree said, dully, barely moving his lips. Valenda reached up to slap Cree's shoulder and went laughing to the white Chevrolet Suburban with black UN markings that rolled out of the parking lot for them. They settled into the vehicle's air-conditioned cool.